What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Will Motivation back with another video that is long overdue. That's right. In today's video, we're talking about the Ford Mustang GT500, the 2020 version.
Motivation.
That's right.
Welcome to Will Motivation. Holla.
Okay, so let's get right down to it. I want to share my thoughts on the GT500. You guys know, if you follow my channel, that I have big time plans to get a GT500. Announced it a long time ago. I saw some of the exterior features, the teasers that Ford put out, where we could see what the car looked like, and it's actually the race version with the wing on it and all that. But the car was actually finally released at the Detroit Auto Show here in this past January. And you know, I'm gonna share with you guys my raw, real, uncut feelings about this car. All right, so we're gonna go over some pictures of the car. I'm gonna share some video from the Detroit Auto Show and from Ford, kind of highlighting the 2020 GT500. A lot of people have been excited about this car. The Ford Mustang is one of the most popular cars in history, especially in the United States. And me personally, my dad had a Mustang. I've had at least 5 Mustangs in the past, and I plan on getting another one. Now, I sold my last Mustang in anticipation of the GT500, so let's get into it. Now, my overall thoughts. Now, let me bring up the shout out to Mustang 6G.com. They're the most popular sixth generation Mustang website. They have a really good post from Jarstang, who's a member of that forum, and he basically showed live pictures of the reveal of the 2020 Mustang GT500. All right, so let's look at it. So first off, if you probably everybody that's watching this is already familiar with the features and the big news about the car. If you're not, let me go with that real fast. The car is going to have, they haven't announced the horsepower, but the vehicle should have not should have, but they said it's going to have over 700 horsepower. Of course, I think the GT500 is slated to compete against the Dodge Challenger Hellcat. I don't think it's set to compete against the Demon, even though a video came out saying that Venom kills demons. One of the people at Ford said that. But honestly, there's a chance it could be fast in a quarter mile, but I don't think it's designed to compete against the Demon and be a quarter mile car. So now the car has a 5.2 liter V8 engine. It's supercharged. And it has a pretty nice sounding exhaust note. So check that out. Now let's talk about some of the exterior features. Now they've got a few different colors for the GT500. They got Grabber Lime, which is like a real lime green color. They have Iconic Silver, which was at the Detroit Auto Show up in like a enclosed area. I was a little disappointed with Ford for that because they should have put that regular version of the GT500 on the floor so people could get some good up close pictures of it. But they put it kind of off up in the air. You couldn't really see it real good. But anyway, they got a silver one. They've got two versions of the car. Like I said, they got a track version, which has the wing on it and the carbon fiber stuff. And then they have a regular version. I prefer the regular version, me personally. But anyway, they got a new red color called Red Hot Metallic Tinted, and then they got an orange color called Twister Orange Metallic tinted clear coat. All right. Now let's look at the car. So let's look at some of these pictures. Now this video, I'm just going to give you my thoughts because you guys know I was big on getting this car. And so here we go. Now, exterior styling, two things jump out. All right. Now, if you're looking, two things jump out. The front end of the GT500 is pretty nice. It's beautiful. I like it. I like how they did the hood pins right there. I like the hood scoop. I like the grille. I even like the two-tone color with the black bumper. I like the inlets. It's very nice. I like the old school lights, the older lights. They're not really old school, but I like the lights that they used because I don't like the new, the latest Mustang GT lights. The wing, I'm not really a fan of. The carbon fiber wheels, I'm a fan of the performance of carbon fiber wheels, but I'm not a fan of how they look. They're pretty. They don't say Mustang to me. I don't know. They don't look muscular. They look like track wheels. And I guess this is a track version of the car, so that's cool. So I'm sure a lot of people will like that. And wheels are something you can change, so I'm not really going to complain too much about the wheels or the wing because I'm sure you can change that as well. But from an overall perspective, looking at the car, I'm pleased with that, and this is pretty much what everybody expected based on the leaks that Ford put out. Now, I really think that they should have done something a little bit more wide body, especially on the rear end of the car. They should have done something maybe wide body so you could get some bigger tires in the back, seeing as to how this is a rear wheel drive car. But you know, my expectations weren't that high. But I think they could have done better to differentiate this from a regular Mustang GT. All right. So front end looks good. I'm not really a fan of the lighter blue color, but it doesn't look bad. It's a pretty Ford, standard Ford color for a Mustang. So it's looking good so far, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm not super excited about it because it's taken them so long to release it, and it doesn't look all that different. I mean, it looks racy. Some people might even say it looks ricey. But I mean, it's good. It's cool. It's what is expected. Now, the wing to me is over the top. I'm not a real big fan of the wing. Drop me a comment and let me know what you guys think about the wing. Would you want your Mustang to have this big giant racer wing on the back, or would you want it to be clean on the back? Drop me a comment. Me personally, I would like it to be clean. I like the valence, but you got that on the GT. This is a little different for the GT500, the rear, where they have the reverse light and everything. That's cool. It's different. But you saw that in a lot of videos that came out where the car was in camo driving around. So I wasn't surprised about that. Everything pretty much is looking exactly how I expected. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna get a version without, I'm gonna get a wing delete on mine, right? So we're good. I'm looking and everything's looking normal. But like I said, because it's what was expected, I wasn't all super excited. Now then we get down to the inside of the car. Now, one thing that I really like about my GT500 is the automatic transmission works beautifully. The car was super comfortable. At least it felt like a muscle car. I had one hand on my floor shifter and my gear shifter, it wasn't a manual, but it was an automatic gear shifter. But it's what you used to have in a muscle car, a floor shifter, basically, because you got column shifters and you got floor shifters. Of course, I don't want a column shifter, but I love the floor shifter. One thing that I really like, and at Ford, if you're watching this video, listen, one thing that I really liked about that floor shifter in the Mustang GT is that, for one, if you're driving aggressively on the street, it gives you something to hold on to and something to control. If you want to go into neutral, if you want to go into sport mode, you can easily do that with the floor shifter, right? You can have your hand on it and it gives you something to operate and gives you a little bit of leverage and control of the car. And it's just something that people who drive muscle cars, they're used to having that, right? Well, some people complain because the GT500 does not have a manual, right? It doesn't have a manual with a clutch and all that. Well, me personally, I could do without that because they did such a good job on the GT Mustang GT transmission and how well it shifted and was perfect, perfect. So I figured when they put in automatic dual clutch transmission, which the GT500 has, I was really looking forward to that, the performance and all that good stuff. But then we look at the execution of what they have done in the interior of this car. Now, before I jump on what I don't like, let's see if there's something I do like when you look at the interior. I like the gauges, right? You got some extra gauges here. All of this is regular old Mustang center console. So they could have jazzed that up if they, wanted to do something special. Carbon fiber to me is kind of played out. I'm not a big fan of carbon fiber. It looks cool, but it looks kind of a little too aftermarket for my taste. I'm not a fan of. A lot of people love carbon fiber. Drop a comment if you think I'm dumb for not liking it or whatever, or if you love it. Feel free to drop a comment. I like the Alcantara. I like the seats. I mean, this is all standard Mustang stuff to me. All this interior looks similar, other than the Alcantara and the carbon fiber, right? But then all of my great, thoughts of how it's comfortable and how fun it's going to be to drive this super fast GT500 came to a screeching halt when I looked at this dumb-ish right here. This knob shifter. What the hell? Who put that in this car? Like, whoever put that in there, whoever let them put that in there in this car, you guys must not drive Mustangs. You must not drive muscle cars because you would never put a daggone knob shifter in a Mustang or any kind of muscle car. That's something, a knob shifter where you twist it, that's something that you're not even supposed to put that in trucks. Dodge, I have that in my Dodge Ram 1500. It's a knob twister. I feel feminine every time I grab it and have to put the car in gear. I feel like a feminine, and I'm not really a feminine type person. No diss to anybody who is, but I'm not. And I'm in a truck or a muscle car. I'm like, I feel manly, and I want to feel manly driving it. But then I gotta reach up and twist this little thing, do some little feminine movement like that. I don't like it. And especially look at this one. Like, you're gonna have to sit your hand down and look at it and twist it. Yeah, Ford, you messed up big time on that. You messed up. Like, you lost a lot of money on that, in my prediction, because I'm not the only one that doesn't like that. I'm hearing other people complain about it, but I really don't like it, to the point where I know this is going to be bad news to a lot of people, but I don't think I'm going to buy a GT500 because of two reasons. I know there's going to be adjusted dealer markup at probably most Ford dealers. So I'm not trying to pay adjusted dealer markup for a car that really has a little bit of styling differences and has a stronger engine. You can modify Mustangs all day long to have stronger engines. So that's not anything really all that special. It was going to be the whole package of having a GT500. But when I saw this knob shifter, yeah, that and an adjusted dealer markup are deal breakers for me. And I'm seriously leaning on the side of not getting a GT500. And instead, we'll talk about that later, right? Because a lot of people will probably be more excited about what I'm thinking. And I'll just tease it right now. I mentioned getting a Porsche Turbo S or a Porsche 911 or even a GT3, right? Some kind of Porsche for the channel later on, or the GT500 or a Lamborghini Gallardo. Now, I already got the Gallardo, so if you're new to my channel, check out my recent videos that I've done on my Lamborghini Gallardo. And I've already gotten that for the channel. We're going to keep it. It's good. It's good to go. Check out the videos. But the next couple of cars that I'm looking at, we're going to be, like I said, GT500 or a Porsche GT3 and 911 of some sort, right? But after I saw this GT500 and this knob shifter, because I'm not gonna like driving the car with that. Like when I get in a car, like when I get in a Mustang, I drive usually with one hand on the wheel, my left hand on the wheel, and my right hand on the shifter. Maybe it's because I had a lot of manual cars in the past, or maybe it's because there's some functionality there with that floor shifter that I like to utilize when I'm driving, or I just like having that stability when I'm driving the car. That's what I'm used to, all right? So now in this car with all this power, you're gonna have to drive it like what I consider a European car or like a Japanese high performance car or like a Lambo or something. Like with my Lambo, I drive with two hands on the wheel and I paddle shift, right? I don't really want to paddle shift a muscle car. I really want to drive it like old school muscle car, what I'm used to. So Ford, sorry, but you guys screwed that up completely. And yeah, I'm leaning towards not getting a GT500 because of this stupid knob shifter that they put in here. It's bad. It's bad. If they can if they can make a production run and fix that and put a floor shifter in there, it would be worth the money to invest in doing that, because that is a deal breaker for me. That thing is should be in a Fiat or some kind of minivan. That looks like something you put in a minivan, not a muscle car. Look at it. Do you really want to drive a muscle car and be looking at this little twisty thing? So anyway, that's my rant on what I don't like the most about the car. Other than that, it's like it's a step up from a Mustang GT in the looks department, the interior. The bad thing about it is a lot of this stuff looks like stuff that you could do to the car with aftermarket parts. It doesn't look all that, like different from a regular Mustang GT, and that's a bad thing for me because I like the Mustang GT enough where I'll just get another one for 30 grand and take my time fixing it up to be perfectly how I want it. And it could even be faster than a GT500 for probably less than half the cost of a GT500. So this kind of doesn't make sense. And it's a Ford. It's an American car. No knock against Ford. I love Fords, but it's not that special to where I have to have a GT500 because they're rare or something. No, no. Get a Mustang. I bet you could probably buy these parts eventually and piece together a Mustang GT500 if you wanted to. Now, that's not to say I'm going to do that, but that's how I'm really feeling about this, man. I'm not that impressed. For them to take this long to release the car, we don't even know what the horsepower is going to be. We don't even know what the performance is going to be. What we do know is it looks a little bit better than the Mustang GT. It will definitely have more performance than a Mustang GT, but will the driving experience be worth the premium that is likely going to be on these cars for the people that want to buy them first? Like I was going to be one of those people, to be one of the first people probably in my city or my state to have a GT500. But with that knob shifter and the expected dealer markup, I'm not sure I want to do this. Now, you guys let me know in the comments what you think about it. Am I overreacting? I mean, now you got to remember, I have a Lamborghini Huracan, I have a Lamborghini Gallardo, I have a Hellcat, and I have an Audi S3, and I have another Audi S3 on order already. Now, and I want to give away my current Audi S3, which is a 2015 Audi S3. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel because I want to give it away to one of my subscribers if we hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of March. All right, so that means we got to grow quick so I can give that Audi away. And then I'm going to get a newer Audi S3. But this was going to be my next channel car, the GT500. But yeah, I'm not feeling that knob shifter. It's going to mess up the driving experience for me personally, and it's a lot of money to put up for this kind of car. And I have other cars that I like and that I can enjoy, and I would rather take this money and put it into something that's going to be fun to drive, that I'm going to enjoy, that's going to be even different. And this doesn't, like I said, I would just take 30 grand and get a Mustang GT, fix it up. over time, take my time with it, and just keep it for the long haul, and then instead invest the money that I would have put into a GT500 into something bigger. Now, if you guys want to know what that something bigger might be, I'm thinking maybe forego the Porsche and the GT500 and maybe get an Aventador. And then that way I would have the stair steps. I'd have the Lamborghini Gallardo, I'd have a Huracan, and then I would have an Aventador. Now, the only how that's probably going to happen is if the stars align, and people really love my online real estate investment course, and maybe that goes crazy. Then maybe I'll buy an Aventador instead of a Porsche or a GT500. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're interested in my online investment, real estate investment course, check out the link in the description. All right, so those are my thoughts on the Mustang GT500. Impressed but not impressed. And sadly, that one design decision may change my whole mind on wanting to buy this car. Because right now I don't want to buy it, to be honest. It's a lot of money, and I think it would just be sitting there in my garage, like, period. All right, so anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Let me know your thoughts on the GT500. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it boring? Is it the best? But tell me what you think about that fruity little knob shifter, man, because I'm not feeling it. This is Will Motivation. Peace. Yo, this is Will Motivation. Just wanted to say thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And also feel free to share this video with your friends and be a part of the movement. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Holla.